Hey, what's up guys? Coach Leanne here at AM Fitness. So today we are talking about proper breathing techniques. So the first thing I want to talk about is how to breathe. So number one, we breathe in through our nose, we breathe out through our mouth. We want to make sure that we're breathing through our stomach as opposed to breathing through our chest, because we don't want to have like shallow breaths. We want to make sure that these are deep breaths that are going to get oxygen to all the muscles in our body, because when we're working out, we need that to happen. So that's the first thing. The second thing is when the breath happens during a movement. So whether you're breathing in, whether you're breathing out, and at what point during the exercise. So the first thing I want to show you is just simply a squat. So when I sit in my squat, on the way down, I breathe in, and when I stand up, big breath out. Every single movement has something in there that tells you exactly when it is that you need to breathe in and when you breathe out. The concentric part of the movement and the eccentric part of the movement are what tell you when that happens. So every single exercise has that part. So the eccentric, for example, when I'm sitting in my squat, what the eccentric means is that my muscles are lengthening. So I'm using my quads in my squat. When I sit in my squat, my muscles lengthen. When I stand up, that's when I squeeze the muscles as tight as I can. I contract the muscles, that's the concentric. The concentric part of a movement is when we breathe out. So as long as you can remember that, you can kind of figure out when, any movement happens. So it just happens that, in our squat, the first part of the movement happens to be the way down, happens to be the way in, and on the way up, that happens to be the breath out. In our push-up, very similar movements. So we're in our plank on the ground. I start by lengthening the muscles in my chest, my pecs, as I come down, so I'm breathing in. And when I come up, I contract my pecs as tight as I can, and that is when the breath out happens, because I am contracting the muscles. It's the concentric part of the movement. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that the first piece is always a breath in and that the second piece is always a breath out. So for example, a bicep curl is the opposite, because now in your bicep curl, you're actually coming up first. So that means I am now breathing out first. So I come in, I contract the muscle, I breathe out, then on the way back down, breathe in, and out. So every movement is going to be different. Now, a lot of times, the way down is going to be the breath out, the breath in, and on the way up, the breath is going to be the breath out. But don't necessarily think that in is always first or out is always first. You have to be able to figure out where the contraction happens so that you know when the breath out is supposed to happen, okay? So if you have any questions, if you're ever not really sure when the breath is supposed to happen, if say you're doing a chest press where you're on your back, it's similar to a push-up, but it's not the same movement. So if you don't know which piece is supposed to be the breath in and which one's the breath out, that's okay. You can ask any one of us. We'll tell you exactly when you need to breathe in and when you need to breathe out. Other than that, give it a try and see how you do.